Hello students, today we will discuss about the leading role of the self-help group in the Indian society. So my dear students, the self-help group is a group which is actively working in villages, providing the platform to create self-employment for the women and at the same time providing a platform to deal with different kind of social issues in the societies. So dear students, as we understood that in our previous videos lectures we have discussed about the different credit sources in India, and we learned that most of the poor peoples, they are not becoming eligible to take loans from the formal sectors. Why? Because the formal sectors of loans are very hard to take. Why? Because when we are taking loan in the formal sectors, we have to provide the security, we have to provide the collateral, we have to provide the security. At the same time, we need to provide the documentations. Unless we provide all these criteria, we are not going to take loan from this formal sector. And for doing all this process, the poor peoples, the landless laborer, they are not able to take loans from the formal sector. So for them, it is very difficult to take loans from the formal sectors and to meet their demands here. But when they are not eligible to take loans from this formal sector, they are bound to take loan from the informal sectors. And when they take loan from the informal sector, their life become very painful, very miserable, and the repayment of loan which becomes very difficult for them to repay all the loan. And when their incomes as well as the business got failure, during that time again the recovery process as well as the repayment of loan become very painful to them, and they fall in debt crisis, debt trap, and due to that the recovery process is very hard for them. So dear students, as we see that in order to meet the demands of these poor peoples, we see the leading role of the self-help group. The self-help group, it is a group where 15 to 20 members are joining together, and the members of the same regions, they may be belonging to same area, belonging to same social groups, belonging to these same economical backgrounds. Then these women who belong to the same economical backgrounds, they create a small group that is called the SHG groups. Then after creating the small groups, they start savings. They do all their savings as per their ability. Then after doing these savings as per their ability, they are becoming eligible to take loan from the bank. So at the initial period, the SHG groups, they take a small amounts, create the accounts in the bank itself, and after creating the accounts, they do the savings, becomes eligible, and after becoming eligible, they are able to take loan from the bank. So these self-help groups, after taking the loan, they used to distribute the loan amount within the group itself, and after distributing the loan amount, they used to repay the loan to the banks as well as to the self-help group. So in the self-help group itself also we see the group members, when they have small saving, they used to give loan to their member itself. Then after giving loans to the member, they used to charge very less interest in the society. So dear students, as we see that this, by doing this, the SHG groups who are very actively working in the society. So here, what is the leading role of these self-help groups? They are creating self-employment opportunities, at the same time strengthening the women to become financially self-reliant, and when they have regular meetings, during in that time also they are creating a good platform to discuss the economical issues, the social issues, and after discussing all these issues, they are eligible to have broader ideas about the societies. And while they are discussing some issues like health, nutrition, domestic violence, they are becoming very active in the societies, and they try to create a platform to deal with all these social issues in the society. So dear students, by doing all these activities, the self-help group who is becoming very active in the society, creating opportunities, creating self-employment, creating a platform to deal with social issues, economical issues. Then at the same time, they are building up the society economically as well as socially. So dear students, as we understood that the self-help groups who are actively working in the society and building a healthy society by creating the self-help group in the society. Apart from that, finally my dear children, as we see the Grameen Bank of Bangladesh, the Grameen Bank of Bangladesh, which is actively working in the villages of Bangladesh, providing the financial assistance to the peoples, and because of that there are so many poor peoples who are able to meet their needs, able to meet their demands, and they are getting the loan facilities with a very lower interest. And by doing this, the Grameen Bank of Bangladesh, which is eradicating the problems of poverty, and they are able to strengthen the poor peoples financially in the society. So dear students, here in these topics, as we have discussed about the leading role of SHG groups. So finally, the SHG groups is actively working in the society for building a healthy society in the nations. Thank you so much for listening to me.